But for me, it came down to patience and thoughtful research. What's going on, everybody? This is TAETRO, and this is a different kind of episode, and it's a new segment I want to start on the channel called Mentor Mondays. It's a segment where I'm going to talk you through some things that apply to us as electronic music artists and producers, but might be some of the things that people don't talk about a lot. Some of the more like philosophical, less technical aspects of being an electronic musician. So let's get into it. Alright, so if you don't know, my name is TAETRO. I'm your electronic music mentor, and I create live electronic music, performances, tutorials, anything that can help you along your journey of becoming an electronic musician or producer. And for today's first Mentor Monday, I want to talk about the reason I returned my very first Launchpad. Back when I was in high school, I got a Launchpad for either Christmas or my birthday. I can't remember which. And it was something that I asked for, and this was a Launchpad S. So this was back before the RGB Launchpads existed. It was very early in the Launchpad kind of craze. And I'm sure I saw some videos of light shows, of performances, all that, but I definitely wasn't skilled enough to know what I had on my hands when I got it. So I got the Launchpad, I tried to plug it into my computer, couldn't figure it out. I don't think I spent more than an hour trying to figure it out or really wrapping my head around how to set it up, and I ended up returning it. Now, since then, I have 3 Launchpads in my possession. A Launchpad Mini, which was the Launchpad that I got first after I had returned the Launchpad S, and this is the same Launchpad Mini I used in my Rain performance, which is one of the first performances I put on this channel. It's all blacked out now and looking cool. Later on, I wanted to upgrade to the full color Launchpad. So I got my full-size next generation Launchpad, which has the RGB colors on the lights and is much bigger than the Launchpad Mini. And then later, as the channel started to develop, I started getting sponsored gear, and I did the course on the Launchpad Pro. So now I have a Launchpad Pro, which is probably my most used Launchpad. It lives on my desk and is a main part of my beat making and music production workflow. So how did I go from returning one Launchpad to now owning 3 Launchpads? I think it comes down to a few things and where I was in my artistic journey, and maybe you'll be able to relate them to where you're at in your artistic pathway. I definitely didn't have as much patience back then as I do now. So now I sort of understand that buying new gear means that I'm gonna have to spend some time learning it. And even now, there's even more pressure for me to learn things faster because I'm trying to create content for you all to show you how to use something. The YouTube community wasn't even as robust, so finding resources online on how to use the Launchpad wasn't so easy, but it was definitely there, and that's the issue. I didn't take enough time to do the proper research to figure out what a Launchpad is, how do I use it, and what are the basic functions? I wasn't patient enough. Now, I get comments all the time about people buying launch products that don't use Ableton Live, and that's fine because there is a lot of cross-compatibility with the launch products. But if you're not using Ableton Live and you're trying to get a Launchpad, I automatically know that you haven't done enough research, because there are probably better options there if you're making music with something like GarageBand. And that's another aspect that sort of held me back, is doing enough research. Doing your research before you look at a product, making sure that it's exactly what you want. Now you can pretty much find any product being used in a video. And if you can't find a video of somebody doing what you want to do with a product, it's likely that it might not be the product for you, unless you're trying something completely new and cutting edge and you're aware of that. But if you don't see a lot of people making music with GarageBand on an iPad with a Launchpad, if you don't see lots of pictures and video of that, it might not be something that is the best fit. There's a reason you see a lot of videos of people using Ableton Live and a Launchpad, and it's because they go hand in hand. Try not to swim too far up against the current, unless you understand that you're taking a chance and you're probably gonna fail a lot before you succeed because you're doing something brand new. And then after you get the product, there's a layer of research to do too. There's troubleshooting, and you can't get caught up in plugging a device into your computer and getting an error message and just say give up like I originally did. Figure out why. Google. You can Google almost everything. Google the exact words that are on your computer screen. Someone out there has either asked the same question or even answered that question for you already. And then get involved with communities. Like, that's the reason that I do what I do. I have comments and messages every day, and granted I can't get to them all, but I try to answer as many questions as I want, especially if they're easy questions that I can answer. Usually if I don't answer a question, it's because it's something that could be easily Googled, or it's something that I don't know the answer to, and I'm waiting for another community member to go ahead and answer that question for you. When you're parts of these communities and you're all working towards one goal, like the TAETRO community in general, we're all about electronic music, we're all about production and controllerism. We're here to help each other. And think about karma in that situation too, because you don't want to be just the person who asks the questions, you want to be the person who helps somebody who's asking the question. We can leverage this community to really grow as artists. So what do you think? Has a community helped you grow as an artist? Has this community helped you grow as an artist? And did you ever return a piece of gear that you later bought again because you grew somehow and found better ways to understand it? Let me know in the comments below. But for me, it came down to patience and thoughtful research. This has been the first episode of Mentoring Mondays, and I don't know if you guys are going to enjoy it, but I'm giving it a shot, so let me know what you think of this segment down below. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and make sure you click that subscribe button for more electronic music content. My name is TAETRO, your electronic music mentor. Have a good one.